don't use it, you lose it.
Wanna know why? Why?
Because you're fucking weak, that's why.
But you know how like we have the world, the universe is infinite, right? So theoretically, everything is happening right now the same exact way somewhere else, right?
Wait, are you talking about alternate
Universe?
No, not an alternate
realities? Because
no, it wouldn't be alternate reality. No, because we're still in the same. We're still in the same universe.
So you're saying
The universe is infinite, right?
Yeah.
So right now there could be like, we could be fucking orange or purple somewhere else, having the same exact conversation we're having right now.
Podcast.
They're fucking talking about this right now, right? But damn, there's probably like, we're probably out there and like, not to like talk shit on anybody, but like, fuck, we're probably out there, bro. We can't fucking sing, and then like some and then there's like some day pager out there, and they're fucking just waxing everybody up, bro.
An alternate universe where the Day Pay are the top drum groups.
Yeah.
Did you see that they're actually getting to the end of our universe? That satellite they sent out. They sent the satellite out in the 80s.
Oh, that's just our solar system, bro.
Yeah. Our solar system. So you think
The sun's gonna burn out? Is that what you're trying to say?
no? You think the universe is like, we're right here in the satellite is getting right to the edge of our universe right here.
Solar system.
Oh yeah, solar system. It's getting right there. So, do you think that in these other because there's dark space here?
Yeah.
You see that in those pictures that they send back? You think it'll take a long time? We're never gonna know because that satellite that's that far now, we can't get nothing back from it now.
Yeah, it's
sent
dead.
the flash
Right?
message,
Yeah.
So, do you think that dark space is another universe over here?
Solar system? Yeah.
Yeah, solar system.
Yeah, that's what every star is, bro.
No, but I mean, see, we can't see these ones back here. That's what I'm saying. Do you think this is that's? Or do you think it's just black space?
Your neck is
No, okay, I know. I get, no, I get what you're saying, bro. Because yeah, I was wondering that too. I was like, does space go up and down,
or is it a continuous loop?
or is it just like flat, like the Earth? Shout out Kyrie.
Are you a flat earther?
No,
Oh, okay.
that's why I shouted out Kyrie.
Oh, okay.
Is he?
I think so. I don't know.
All right, let's jump
Ask him next time at Sweat. But
let's jump into this. Hey, what's up, everybody? JTC Boy coming at you with the Culture Stream podcast. Today is a special episode because we talking about social media. We talking about TikTok. We talking about just everything that we really think needs to be talked about. But yeah, I got brother Jude here, brother Zoe.
Yo.
what's up,
Then Tonesy is out right now.
Tonesy? That's what you call him?
Tones. So I said Tones is out right now.
Tonesy's out right now.
Tonesies.
Shout out to Tonesies. But yeah, Tones is out right now. He'll be back. But yeah, we want to jump in on it and let's go.
I put a post out earlier today for crazy topics to talk about, and got a good number of entries here. One's 49s, Dapple, egos and social media for the Fort B people, Lost Bridge. Oh, and powwow math.
Powwow mad. Let's touch on that topic here. I seen that one kind of blowing up in the past couple days.
Yeah.
So the story behind that, Zoe, do you
Yeah, so essentially, first of all, I don't know why this girl was trying to talk about drum cuts. It's weird, but anyways, she was like saying it's like $250 for your room, then it was like $200 for gas, and then it was like $300 for food. But anyway, something else. But anyways, I'll add up to like $1,000, and then she's basically like making fun of us because be like $700 drum cut, like we came out on top. Basically, it's kind of like what she was alluding to?
You spent 2,000.
It's the love of powwow. It's the love to do it. It's not some people look at it as making money, but for me, it's like it's what I love to do, man. You know, I love to powwow. I love to travel. I love to hang out with the friends and the family.
It's the memories.
Yeah, it's not about making money. I mean, maybe for some people, but for me at the time, because we had sponsors, we had powwow, we had people sponsoring our travels. So,
But they always said you can't get rich off powwows either.
Yeah.
So like, I never look at it as like,
And in order to do good in powwows, you have to be good, you know. And people that aren't good are like the ones that are bitching about you can't make this, you can't. Well, get better.
I'm sorry, I can't. I'm getting older.
Yeah,
Just kidding.
because look at some of these people. Shit, I remember. I think Nelson one weekend he cleaned up. I could have swore he had like 7,000 on him, 8,000, and that wasn't even including what he had at the casino.
Damn.
So people can make if you're good. You just what do you call it? You just got to put in the time, right? You just got to put in the time to get better and be better. So it just depends on the people that are the ones bitching about.
So let's say you go to a powwow. Is your mindset like, I'm going to win or I'm going to go and enjoy myself?
Mine's where can I score the first bag? Where's Auntie at? She's always got the goods. Just teasing.
But no, that's how some people think though, right? It's just, man, if I get first, you know, this, I get this and I can pay off this. And sadly, if that's what you're doing it for, it's not going to work out in the long run.
No,
that shit's ugly, bro. I hate people like that.
you still got to get to the next powwow.
Yeah.
Even if it's not the next week, maybe another week away, you still got to get there.
And they said, Zoe said it correctly, is like, you know, singers, you'll never get rich off of powwows, but you'll get rich in the people that you meet, the memories that you make with your friends and family, things like that. I mean, that's priceless right there. But it's like, yeah, man, you're taking a big risk whenever you go to a powwow. And speaking of which, there's even people that are, again, kind of the topic we talked about with our first podcast of the season. We talked about drum groups and YouTube. And people are kind of jumping on that now, and singers are starting to recognize now, like, hey, all you content creators, you know, can we get a kickback? Or fuck us guys, right?
Right in the booty hole.
Right in the But I mean, it's just...
It's about time somebody said something about it, because if nobody said nothing, everyone was just like, well, keep going. No.
Then the way that I put it, because I commented on somebody's status about it, and it was kind of a two-part. They're just like, drum groups need to learn the music business or quit singing. It's just like, well, for us, powwows isn't a music business. It's something that we love to do. And, you know, the one that's making the profit off of drum groups as a business are the content creators. So it's just the drum groups are bringing you views, they're bringing you subscribers, and they're giving you opportunity to monetize off of advertisements. But yet again, you're not giving anything back. Even if it's like, they're like, oh, we've made $60 off the video. It's just like, well, you did nothing except for record the video and upload it. This drum group made $60 for you. You know, at least show gratitude, show appreciation.
See that right there, you go into can we actually change things about that? You know, can we? Like, because in order to do that, you'd have to have like what Gatherings does, no recorders. But then that also takes away from the people that are there, like that feeling, you know.
Yeah, when everybody's kind of watching you.
Yeah,
or you got like a big crowd. It's like, all right.
Yeah, when there's no crowd, I don't even sing that hard.
Oh, fuck.
It's like a studio album.
Yeah.
We just want to make one, but it's not the best.
But I mean, you know, like in that sense, like people should at least, like, I've never got, well, one guy is that Corey Cardinal, I think his name is, from Canada.
Mm.
And he would give a little bit of money to the drummers for letting them record. But even then, that $20 for coffee, you know.
Yeah.
But it's still something.
What does he even do with those? He's onto him.
Yeah, he's
he does those, and he does a little bit of slinging his CDs on the side, like certain powers he's been to. He'll put them on the whole CD, and then sometimes, like a couple times, he put every recording that he recorded us at, he put it on the CD for us.
Yeah, he sent me recordings before too.
So he's pretty cool. I mean, but that's probably about the only guy. And even then, people still give him tough time. But because I know I was one, I gave him a tough time. So, where the hell's Arm pay at? You're making money off of us, but we squashed that. And he said, no, he gave us coffee. But I don't know. Something's got to change for.
so
Pay us up front. Just stand there.
All the recorders pay up front.
toss 5 on the drum. Just kidding.
That goes on Grandpa, not to us.
To be honest, I went to not to get off subject, but we went to ceremony one time to pray over our drum, and they said the drum spirit came back, and the drum said, "Don't be putting money on me." He said, "What can I do with it?" So after that, we never tied money on our drum again. Never. Before that, it had money all the way around. $1 bill, $2, all the way around it. Then after that ceremony we went to, that's what that drum said.
Yeah.
Don't put money on me. Said, don't tie it on me. What can I do with it?
Yeah, that's what my dad said too. Is just that money can go to somebody for gas, coffee, food, whatever.
But on another note, we went to a powwow in Oklahoma. We were a host drum with my dad. It's the White Lodge. We were a host drumming. We had the drum, and we had $5, $10, $1 here, tied it all the way around it. All the way around it, like ruffled with money on it. And one night we partied a little too hard. Me and Jingles and Freddie Morissette. We partied a little too hard at that. On the way back, we stopped at a hotel, got a hotel, and went and had some beers, and shit. We got out of it, maxed out our credit cards, spent all our cash. That next day, we woke up broke. Fuck, what are we gonna do, boys? Fuck. Looked at Grandpa. Take all the money off that guy.
Thanks, Grandpa.
They're tired taking the money off the drum. Shit, they got us 2 tanks. Got us all the way to South Dakota. And luckily, Jingles was too drunk to remember his PIN number, so we had money waiting that the new day resets. So we had money to get home off of Jingles. But yeah.
Well, back to the topic of power math. Like, what's your guys' thoughts on that? I mean, I've seen people say like, I don't spend $300 in food, or damn, find a cheaper room or something like that. And like we said, it's not about the money. It's about.
Well, I mean, on the travels, like when Youngbear very first started out, we never really stayed in hotel rooms. We had camping, we had tents, and then most of our friends, they would travel with us. So there'd be like 4 or 5 vehicles. And we'd get to the powwow and we'd circle our cars and put a fireplace in the middle. And our tents would be on the outside. And that's how we did for the first 2 years. But I mean, after once we start making money, then it was hotels. But
then you got bougie.
Yeah, we got bougie. But like, I mean, I get that travel and save that money there. But at the time, we were just hungry.
Yeah,
We just wanted a powwow and get our name out there. But so now, fucking rooms went up in prices, man. Remember at one time, like $150 was an expensive room.
yeah,
Now it's $250, $300 for an expensive room.
Should have said
expensive.
Hard Rock was like what, $500-$600 a room? 800? That's crazy, man. But Zoe, you ain't got to worry about that, right? Because you got your camper and
Game changer.
So that's way better right there. Only thing I got to worry about is emptying out your shit.
He just puts it in the bag.
Yeah, that's the game
Scoops
changer.
it out of the toilet with a bag. What are you doing?
doing this wrong this whole time?
Yeah. This flushes? But the whole point of making winning the power is nowadays it's for money. Like what's Tonton's father-in-law's name? Lonnie. Like Lonnie said, you can't put a Pendleton in the gas tank. You know, you got to make money. And just like everybody else does, you know, look at the powers. There's more than one power in the summer, so you can find a power where you can place, or you can find a power where you can go battle and see how good you are.
Yeah, that's true.
There's
man.
about 5 powers a weekend, you know. And there's gonna be some at one power, and there's gonna be no other dancers at another power. So you have your choices to go weasel in.
Rooms. That's why we went to Twin Butte, so we don't want to battle.
That's the whole thing. Though, is you can check your options. You have options now. You have options on where to go to, and like I remember when we were hungry, and in order to be the best, you had to beat the best. And we were literally chasing Northern Creed, trying to battle them. And I remember this one drum group gave us an idea, like, well, what if we went to this powwow and you guys went to this powwow and we just cleaned house all weekend, all summer. Like, never to match up, you know. Like, I want to battle the best, to be the best, you know.
Yeah.
And when you're like, we chased certain drum groups, just the only drum group that we matched up once and they fucking beat us was Youngbird. We never beat them. And that was one of the things that was like we wanted to get Youngbird because we matched up with them. I'd say twice maybe, and they got us both times. So just depending on where you want to go. Do you want to make money, or you just want to go gamble at powwows? You know.
Are you hungry for a rep? Or are you hungry for your money?
Yeah. Are you hungry for a cheeseburger?
All right. So another hot topic we got, and we tried to bring this up before, and I know this person's made Jude cry on TikTok.
Fucker.
But yeah, he's I guess he is top of the ladder now, huh?
Not from what not from John Boy pushed him off that ladder.
John Boy pushed him off the ladder.
Made him go flying.
Yeah. Wow.
You guys know who you're talking about, so I don't even think we got to mention any name here.
Yeah, that's ego right there. But I mean, how can you have an ego when no one even knows who you are?
They do now.
Oh, now they do, yeah.
Well, that kind of goes into our kind of like the following that he has. You know, that's just,
well, I mean, from what I see is he's going after people that don't know singing, that don't know power, that don't know his actions. You know, I've seen that a lot. So,
and I'm not trying to bash the following, but
well, yeah,
I am. This is like,
I will. Fuck them.
Like, why do you support this type of behavior? You know,
Because they don't know any better.
Because they don't even know what he's
Yeah.
doing. Honestly, they don't.
They just hear like, oh, this poor kid. Just
They're just bullying him. They're just teaming up on him. Don't take that from them. Fight back. Shut up. You don't even fucking know.
He just wants to be a champion like you.
Well, the crazy thing about it is, though, is like social media is fake. So like, people get so like
People could be any way they want to. On
That
it.
was-
so into it. And it's like, bro, it should.
That goes into one of the other ones that it's on here is it fake people on social media. Like how fake people can be, you know? Like that's the same thing. Like he's not a world champion like he said he was, or a top of the ladder champion, you know? And then to compare with all those other legends that he named off and talked down on, like, who the fuck are you?
Well, that comes back to like what you were saying, the fake social media influencers and things like that. Like, there's some out there that, yeah, it's cool to see our native people out there doing things, but it's just like, why you gotta make cheesy ass videos like that? I mean, it's just like, who are you trying to like please here? Who's your target audience? Because if it's native people, it's like we live this lifestyle. We go to powwows, we dance, we sing, but we don't do none of the shit that you're posting here.
I'll tell you something. But motherfuckers that be dancing in the middle of fucking nowhere. Like, bro, what the fuck you doing, dog? Like, what the fuck? Like,
Oh yeah, that shit gets on my nerves too.
they just be
man.
dancing out, like, just be in the middle of fucking street or whatever they be and fucking just start grass dancing in
Yeah.
fucking street clothes, making faces.
in the kitchen making
In
faces.
the kitchen making faces. But
For
you know what I
real.
mean? That shit's fucking weird. Like what? Like, I don't get it.
And the thing about it is like they get like 500,000 likes and shares and all that. And it's just like, all right, so you know that it's majority of it are not native people, you know?
Not even that, but like, damn, bro, you don't even place. Like, you don't even place where you go, but you gonna dance. That's cool, I guess. I mean, you don't get your money from it. Shoot, hats off to you. But I mean, I don't know. But then it kind of feels like, did the whole thing start off with like all this of like posting on social media all the time?
Yeah.
This, I'm not gonna mention any names, but does it go back to people singing soft in cars and posting it all the time and singing in
or
stairwells?
soft in stairwells.
Yeah, right. It's kind of the beginning of it all.
It's a wave of social media native posts, I guess you could say, because like it goes from that to like I scroll through TikTok right before bed, so like I'm scrolling, I must see about maybe 40, 50 fucking hand drum videos, man.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Like
Or like soft, like people singing soft.
Yeah,
like, you know what I mean?
yeah.
Like using like yeah, bro.
So do you think it'll get to a point where you can call yourself a champion based on your likes and subscribers
No.
rather than going to an actual round dance or anything? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just like people, like you go to a round dance, you don't get the sticks and you make a post about it, but you sit there and you sing a round dance on TikTok, you get a fucking 50,000
That's just because people.
shares
That's
and
because
shit.
people want validation, bro. Like just
That's
because you're not,
exactly
just
what it
because you're not
is.
getting it in real life, then like, well, then I'll go to fucking social media and I'll go fucking do it.
That's
You
true.
know what I mean?
Validation.
And then they'll go and do it. And then like they don't understand too is like some dudes are pretty fucking crisp, man. Like just fucking like as singers we know like who can sing,
Yeah.
and it's like bro, dude's a badass dude. Like, all right, and if you post something like genuine, it's like fuck yeah, it's pretty badass. Like, bro's pretty sick, but like nobody. Some people just want it so bad. It's weird. Like it's a. I don't get it. I mean, I guess I kind of do get it because at one point we all wanted to be like a good singer. Like that's what we all strive for as
The
kids.
best.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As a kid, you're like, fuck yeah, I want to be the best. But now you got like grown ass men that want to sit here and like they don't get it in real life. So now it's like, let's go post a TikTok on this thing. Like what? Like
Well, I think the difference between us guys and today's newer generation of singers is that our dream was to sit at the drum with Harvey Drever, with Terry Pascaman, and all these other well-known singers that we looked up to. You know, having the chance to sing with McGowan back in the day, like that was my idol, man. And having the chance to sit there and take leads with him, like fuck, dude, that was like cloud nine for me. But nowadays, it's just like these guys, they don't want to strive for something like that. They would rather just straight push them down and, like I said, step on top of the ladder, you know?
but also it's like those guys are like that, just have no mentors.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
True.
Because like for us, like growing up, you know, whoever it may be, it's like a lot of times it's like, hey, like you were humbled in some way growing up. Still
Yeah.
even to this day.
I mean, you got uncles that still. I got like Uncle Mister and them. They still keep you in check.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, you have them, and then and not
look
even
them up.
that, then like if it's not them, like it's the boys that you're around because you
And
all
then-
grew up together and you keep each other humble, like you keep each other.
And it's not really in that mean way, like how like some people think that we get told off. You know, it's not like they'll just kind of hit you with a little joke. And you're like, oh,
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You know, it's not me, but you know where they're coming from. You know, it's a joke in that manner. Be like, okay, I get what you're saying.
I'm gonna say,
Yeah.
settle down.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like some of them get all, you know what I mean? Then some of these guys just get all pissed off and they just go to TikTok and make a video, I guess.
Like that's the validation you're talking about, though. That's they need to hear that. They need that pat on the back.
Yeah.
Like comforting from everybody else.
Well, like Jude said, if you ain't got it, you ain't got it, bro. Like it's all right.
It's okay. You can practice the flute. You know, there's native flute players.
JT.
Hey man,
This guy's
I'm working on my flute album,
Hey,
bro.
don't worry.
Hey, that's Keith Barry's apprentice now.
Hey,
I'm
man.
talking to.
I play the flute too. No homo.
You can play it too?
Yeah.
You guys should have flute battle. You, this guy, and Tonesies.
Tonesies.
Yeah, that's who we
So
learned
we
how to
could be
play
the judge?
self-taught. Me and Tones, we
Yeah, same here, man.
never had a teacher, but it was that.
It was just the love, trying to get better.
Then I add my storytelling voice to the flute
And then put it on TikTok too.
and put it on TikTok.
Hell yeah.
But
Yeah, I'm gonna put out a flute album, call it Flute God.
just in your bridge cloth.
I was laughing because everybody's just like, "Hey, Andre 3000's putting out a flute album,"
Fucker.
and I was sitting there, it was like when it first dropped, bro. I was trying to listen to it, and I was just like, "Man, I don't even fucking listen to my own native people flute album, man." So I was just like, I turned that off, and I was just like, "Man, I gotta support a native."
He says,
man.
"Man, I gotta think of something else. What else I got?"
Put on the Culture Stream podcast.
Took my idea of the flute. Damn it.
You think there'll ever be a professional powwow association?
No.
Natives are too competitive against each other. They never want to team up. They want to do it on their own. But I think it'd be. But like, remember when you said you need to start a trail, right?
Yeah.
That's what needs to happen, I think. But no one wants to give up their days. They're like, our power has been 150 years annual. You know, like, are you sure power has been that long?
Ours is over 200.
See, that's what I mean. Like they never had power. It was probably like a celebration of war dancing. It wasn't like, yeah, come back around next year for the same time. You know?
We do though. Ours is in August, but
I know,
it goes with the moon though, so it's not always the same weekend. So,
See?
but we have it there for a reason. But I get what you're saying though.
Because, I mean, you see them in the old time when they're all victory dancing around, you know, and after a war party or something. But a powwow?
A powwow. Invite the farmers.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I just know that. Was it 200 years for you guys? When were you guys a tribe?
Huh?
When were you guys moved from your original land?
We weren't.
You guys weren't. You guys just there from the same spot you guys were when Columbus and them came?
No, I mean,
See, exactly.
Sure, everybody was. Shut the fuck up.
My point exactly.
That's more than 200 years ago. Actually, you're talking about Columbus. But I think it'd be impossible to have like a circuit.
Yeah.
Honestly, just because of like tribes and like, you know,
I
like,
can go to the casinos, all these native casinos, and say, "Do you want to throw in on a powwow? And we're going to bring it right through here. It's going to go through and be a big old trail."
What? How does a professional association operate? They have committees. They have presidents. They have.
actually, now I think about it, you probably could do it. Because like then you would have like each. So whatever power you go to, right? Like they're like your host for the time, for the powwow. And like, but it'd be like their committee, their everything is just your points would just accumulate.
So the reason why I kind of get to that is if we do an end of the year type thing, you would invite drum groups, dancers based on winnings, right?
Or pre-qualifiers.
Or like points and stuff, right?
You probably do like pre-qualifiers.
What's it?
Kind of like how what was it in Vegas? The drum groups.
INFP.
Yeah. Well, like you do like pre-qual. You have to be like that for like singers or drum groups, which was kind of cool because a lot of, I mean, not a lot. Well, they wouldn't get announced till like that Thursday, whatever it'd be, right before the powwow. But I mean, that'd be one way to get drum groups at the very end for like the World Cup of singing or whatever you'd call it.
Yeah.
The world champions.
You need a person to go to just about every tribe and put in give them like you say a piece of paper that shows, you know, this is what you're going to be a part of. You know, you kick in this much money for the big powwow at the end. You know, that's all we want, that big powwow at the end.
Yeah.
You have your regular powwow, and at the end you can, however, like you do top 3 or top 5 of your dance category to go into the powwow,
Yeah.
and then your number one singer
Singing. Yeah.
number
Whoever
one
wins your singing contest gets to go.
gets to go, and then
But that drum group's already made it, then second place.
Yep. Then
Yep.
second place would be
INFP like that.
Yeah,
but-
yeah.
But you have the whole from beginning of the year to the
End of the year.
towards
October.
the end of the year, like that. That would be their time to not just certain powwow here, powwow there, it'd be all the powwows.
Yeah. And then you could probably have them, bro. There's like 500 something tribes.
Like
In
even
the United States alone, they give you $1,000 each, bro. That's 500,000 right there.
here's just give us 1,000.
That's what I'm
Well,
saying.
even then they could bid on where to have the final powwow, because up here it gets cold, snowy, and road conditions get pretty tough. So let's say like, all right, well, we want to do like a little vacation before Christmas.
Hard
Boom.
Rock, February.
Or we do Kansas City.
Nah,
I mean-
man, we want to go somewhere nice and cool.
I'm just saying, like,
Hawaii.
Mexico City.
so the idea of having a powwow, professional powwow association, it could be a possibility, but then the powwow Illuminati would become involved. No, just kidding.
Yeah, the Power Illuminati would have to keep an eye out for them.
So you gotta sacrifice a puppy.
Oh. They might sacrifice you and have their way with you, JT.
No. But yeah, I think that would be a pretty cool topic of or not topic, but a pretty cool idea.
You just need that one person who's going to travel to every res that has a power.
Yeah. It's like I said, picking a committee for it, picking an association. But speaking of powwows, we are actually making a big plan for our singers draft powwow. And it's not going to be this year. We've set a date, and we believe it is October 1st through the 5th, 2025. So we are putting it out there. That gives us 20 months to plan and come up with something spectacular. And we revamped the whole idea. We're going to wait till Tones gets back to kind of let you know what we got going on and how it's going to go about. The way that we put it together, I'm excited for you guys to hear it. But yeah, so everybody that's been asking, we are going to be putting it out there 2025, October 1st to the 5th. That'd be the weekend before Black Hills.
That was a chick.
There's a couple others like chiming in there too. Like, why'd you guys get a fucking job if you're so worried about money? Blah blah blah. I'm like, whoa. I was just like,
I got a job.
I got a job. Thank you very much. Why do I still feel attacked? It's like fucking with half your ass hanging out, sitting at the drum. Like, oh man.
All right, what's up, everybody? We took a break for a second to welcome in brother Leroy. He
How you
he
doing?
came in fuming. Yeah, he has something he wants to say, and it's kind of going back to the topic that I brought up earlier about one of the bros kind of shedding light on what we've been sharing, and now we get to other people's point of view. But yeah, go ahead, brother. Speak on it.
All right. All All right. First of all, shout out Deli Keyswood. He made a status addressing the monetization of YouTube channels and whatnot for or against all these drum groups, you know, and whatnot. We've previously spoke on all this before, if you listen to the other episodes, but just to expand on that, it turns out Facebook is harboring a lot of harsh feelings towards singers. So, I mean, just from my observation, we got a couple things like we're all grown ass fat men going from woman to woman, living off our last drum cut, sitting at the drum with half our asses hanging out. I guess. I don't know. I felt attacked. Like, why don't you get a job if you're so worried about the money? I got a job, but damn.
Yeah. So, do you think content uploaders are feeling guilty now, or do you think they're starting to kind of understand like what we're talking about?
I think they get the point. I don't know. Maybe there's a little bit of guilt there, but at the same time, I know not all of them, you know, have the big numbers to, you know, be like have monetization involved in everything and whatnot. But I don't know. I feel like there's kind of a little bit of self guilt there. There's got to be, right, on some point. I mean, even if they mean well, you know, like it's just like we kind of open Pandora's box by, you know, just mentioning the whole subject and talking it over the way we did, and now, you know, other people are kind of like, yeah.
Because I addressed something like that last night, and I was telling these guys, I said it comes from somebody saying, well, drum groups should learn the music business. Well, what we're doing doesn't pertain to the music business. It pertains to powwows, pertains to singing. And not every drum group wants to be a part of the music world like that. So for us, it's just, we can't help it who's going to record us. We can't help it who's going to upload it. We can't help it if you get millions of views and subscriptions off of our singing. But you, as content creators, should be appreciative, because that $60 that you made from one video of, let's say, Young Bear, Descendants, Northern Korea, or whoever, you had nothing to do with it except for upload. You're taking away from the singer, you're taking away from the drum group as a whole. So it's like that $60 that you're complaining that we're crying about. It's like, man, that could go to gas. That could go to.
And that sorry to cut you out, but that goes right into where you say, you know, this money goes back to the singers. Well, you're actually people like, hey, you want to get a CD, and they're like, no, I'm okay. I can just look it up on YouTube. You know.
Mm-hmm.
And like, take it from a singer's side is, we go to powwows and we gotta sit there, and then that little bit of money that they make selling CDs, it builds up. But after these uploads are out, and they're like, no, all these songs are on YouTube, right?
Yeah. See,
that's where the money is, and you're taking it out of the drum group's hand, the song maker's hands. You're taking that money, and then you're lashing out because they're asking, you know, where's our cut? If you're making all this off of us, and yeah, we can't even sell a CD because you're recording our songs on YouTube. You know,
that's true. And I hate for it to sound like it's all about the money, you know, but you know, we don't get nowhere where we're traveling to putting prayers in the gas tank, or, you know, buying prayers, or, you know, goodwill to, you know, eat wherever we stopped, you know, with all our families and everything. And that was another thing. Somebody else posted a status about like basically like outlining what we all spend in a weekend versus what we make.
Powwow math.
Yeah. The powwow ain't math, and whatever that is, you know.
Make it make sense.
Yeah. But I mean, honestly, you think about it, everything's only going up these days with inflation and everything. That includes hotel rooms, gas, food, and all the other things you have to buy. You know, you stop at Walmart, you know, well, if you're a dancer, you gotta go over there and get tape, you know, get whatever you need to, you know, like patch your outfit up for a weekend, you know, if you got a blown out moccasin, yeah. But yeah, man, like, I just hate that people are trying to make it sound like we're all money hungry or something, because, you know, we're not, we're not doing this to get rich. That's one thing I seen. I was like, yo, if you're so worried about money, go get a real job and all this. Well, obviously we didn't get into this because we thought we were going to make a fortune off of it. Right.
Exactly.
So I don't know. I feel like people are just harboring a lot of harsh feelings anyways. I don't know whether it's jealousy, guilt, whatever you want to say it is, that's for them to know and, them to sort out. But I don't know. There's no reason to, be throwing salt or, firing off strays on Facebook and all that, just because you're angry that singers are like, who hurt you, If you're going to say all that, at least fucking put the drum group name on there that did you wrong. I'm just kidding.
Well, it comes back down to the power math of it. Is just there's 10 to 15 in a group, and there's one person that dances. So if you get fifth, which is maybe 300, 400, like you're good. If we get fifth as a group, which is 2,000, that's freaking half of what you get. And you want to say like, oh, that's power math. It's just like, yeah, nobody's here to get rich. But if you're here dancing for money and trying to come at us because we're singing for money, how does that make sense?
Exactly. I mean, if that was the case, wouldn't you guys all be pleasure dancers? You just... But yeah, I mean, I believe Greg put it that way. I want to say a pleasure dancer, just dancing for fun, for the good feelings, trying to get the healing going, all that type of, all that good stuff. But regardless, yeah, like I think it was Zoe put it, like, well, stop being fake about it, like if we're going to a contest, Power, if you're going to go compete, don't act like money isn't a part of it, like, oh, we brought our songs over here to sing for the family, but you're still in the drum contest. No. Oh, I came over here because I really needed to dance. I really needed that, but you're still competing and everything. There's 5 jingle special or, jingle
I'm
fancy
here to
show.
show people.
Yeah. There's just so happens to be 5 specials all for your category, or you brought, different categories dresses so you could hop in all of them. Don't act like it's not about the money, and it's nothing against anyone who wants to do that. Everyone should have the right to go ahead and go compete and try to make your money or get some little extra spending cash, whatever have you. If you're good enough to win, then by all means. But nobody get on their high horse and act like, oh, these person are just money hungry or it's all about the money. That's all they're really in it for. Well, I hate to break it to you, but just because we roll as a group, that's like you said, it's paying out more than just one single dancer. We're paying out sometimes 10 to 12 of us. It depends. And on top of that, if you really think about it, a lot of us singers, we have our own individual families, right?
Yeah.
So,
well, why is it like powwows that have prize money? It's kind of like what we talked about with Lonnie. Remember how I said, would you rather go to a contest powwow that has 1,000 first place or 2,000 first place for an adult? And for him, he's like, I'm going to go for the 2,000 one. Everybody thinks like that. Everybody wants to go for the bigger money. So same with drum groups. But there is a lot of powwows out there every weekend where Jude said we can make a choice to either go and try to make a buck or go and get our reputation out there. And I've seen that with Young Bear. They've showed up at powwows just to share their music. They've chased Northern Creed. They've chased all these other big drum groups out there to try to make a name for themselves. And dancers, it's the same question. It's just like, what is your goal? Is your goal to make money, or is your goal to get out there and heal people? Air quotations.
Yeah. Well,
for you guys that can't see my hands.
The laser. No, I believe it's one of my idols, the GOAT of wrestling, once said it and said it best. To be the man, you gotta beat the man. Shout out Ric Flair.
Woo! Woo! Thought y'all was gonna say Gold Dust.
Hey, Gold Dust is in my top 3 too.
I thought you were gonna say Dink and Doink.
Dink and Doink. Legion of Doom.
But no, that's for real though. I mean, like, yeah, obviously there's there's people that benefit off of you're dancing, you're singing, you uplift someone, and that's just part of what it is. If you're good at what you do, or even if you're not the best, someone out there is going to like it for you or what you're doing. They're going to observe you, and that comes naturally as a part of it. You stick with it. That's part of what makes dancing and singing special, the way we do it, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, this is a competition. This is a competitive circuit. It's a competitive world of powwow that we're in now. So, far as going out and making a name for yourself, that's what you want to do, right? You want to go out and compete against the best. You want to go up and try to beat them, or at least leave your mark and make it known that we're here. I'm here. We're here. Whichever, if you're a dancer, if you're a singer, but you want to make your presence known and share what you have with the world, whether it's your songs, your dancing ability, whatever style you have, that's the point to make it is, look at what I can do, These people have done it good too. Well, I could do it good too in my own way as well. Unless you're one of those dancers that just, rip off other singers or rip off other dancers. It's all good.
Well, actually, this is a good segue into Brother Jude's status. Somebody just posted about a topic that we could bring into this.
Yeah, there is such thing as
the way traditional circuit powwow people try to look down on contest powwow people.
Yes,
Pathetic.
that is true, and that's
we on your ass.
well, that just with everything else. There's always the hobbyists. There's always the people that are like, oh, I just dance for the people, and I just want to go to the powwow and feel good, and they get mad if there's no freaking. They don't make more than $100 for the.
What do you
weekend.
mean we're not getting day pay? I came here to dance for the people.
What do you mean? First 5 drums registered will only get paid.
What do you mean I need more than just 2 aprons?
What do you mean? I need a full outfit.
Bells. What?
Roach.
5 singers? What?
What's wrong with aqua shoes?
Beat
No, these are just tropes and stereotypes I know of the traditional powwow circuit. Since everyone wants to throw 10-year-old, stereotypes of singers and throw that on Facebook, I'll go ahead and throw a little bit on the traditional circuit anyways. But it ain't nothing against it though, because I know we've went and hosted traditional powwows and I ain't got no problem doing it. It's laid back. It's a different vibe. It's a different feel,
You actually see people who just love to dance.
Yeah.
And that's versus like people that only dance to warm up 2 drums before their contest.
Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, it's not full. Like you said, they're saving it all day just to sit at the car and relax, be cool, whatever. Then when it's almost contest time, then they want to go out, show their face. And that's another thing. I was like, well, if you're out here in a competitive world and everything to be seen and be known, why do some dancers do that? Like they just hide out all day and then expect, oh, I'm here. So I'm in contest now. You can see me, but I know that matters to someone like local judges or like even people that have like that traditional powwow mentality.
I think the thing with traditional powwow people and the reason why they kind of don't like contest powwow,
They suck.
that's being a little too blunt there.
Oh, sorry.
They're not going to take the chances, and that's just it. We've taken chances, and we've gone out. Like people have fucking lost. A whole summer straight, maybe 2 summers straight, in order to kind of start making your way, maybe at the bottom of the bracket, but slowly getting up there. And yeah, it kind of gets to the point of who but it also shows you that, hey, you need to step up too. I mean, if your drum group starts off and you haven't made any progress or change in your sound in 5 years, then there's something wrong there, right?
Yeah, well, you shouldn't expect any other different
Better
outcomes.
go back to the drawing board.
Practice at home, boys.
Yeah.
And that's all. It's about progression. It's about getting better. And I just think with traditional powwow, it's just like, for them, a powwow is just for the weekend. Powwow is just have fun, hang out. Oh, we don't take it serious. We don't take it serious either, but it's just something we love to do. Just how you love to do it. Yeah, we love to be judged. We love to have our chances of going against these bigger name drum groups in order to see where we fit in at with them. And I'm not knocking traditional powwows because, like you said, we love hosting them. I love going and checking them out. One of my favorite ones was Granite Falls. They always have a traditional powwow, and man, people just go ham on their when they have specials.
Mm-hmm. Even then, they're like some of these even bigger contest piles. They have like a traditional night or a community night, like the first night or whatever, you know. And I don't know, that whole element's cool. I dig it, like because well, obviously there's gonna be a feed, so you know, of course, it saves us money. We're money hungry. but yeah, I mean, like the whole vibes, like it switches it up for us. You know, it's way more laid back. That, and you don't have to, you know, worry about drum roll call and all this extra stress that goes in there that, you know, people want to count points for and all this and that. You know, it's more or less, you know, just go out, enjoy yourself, have fun. And, you know, it's not even like they'll have like individual categories and go dance and everything. But, you know, it's just for them to showcase, you know, it's not.
Well, even then, like when they announce, like, we're going to have a singing contest here at this little pile, people go out, man. It's just like, you got a bro over there with the drum group, like, hey, let's team up, you know, let's use your drum or let's use my drum, you know, things like that. It's like everybody wants to be a part of a competition.
We'll sing all your songs with my honor beats.
And that's what I'm saying. Everybody wants to be a part of a competition. Everybody wants recognition somehow. And if you're a traditional power goer, like, if your validation is out there just dancing for the people, then keep doing it. And don't worry about, you know, somebody who's like, oh, well, I see them shaking hands with everybody. So, you know, that's how they want to get their points. If that's how they want to be known, and that's up to them. Whatever it takes.
I was talking about this with somebody else before, but I was just like, well, you're saying that like it's a surprise? Like you didn't know what you were getting into, you know? Like fucking part of being in a competitive power circuit, or, you know, part of that is networking and, you know, meeting different people, and, you know, that's part of making yourself known. Obviously, I wish it was in a perfect world, everyone could go out there and just, you know, make it solely off their dancing ability, solely off their singing ability. But politics is definitely involved. It's definitely part of what competitive powwow singing and dancing is. So why would you be salty about someone who's making the effort, you know, go out there and meet different people? Oh, you're just going out there shaking hands and trying to weasel votes. Well, I mean,
yeah.
You want a better shot of winning, right?
How else do you win?
I mean, you know, and that kind of goes back into like, you know, part of the basis of what powwow is built on. You know, you're making these, you know, new relations with people. You know, you're making families at some point, you know, some instances and all that. Because, you know, we've went and done that, or like people will come up to our drum and introduce themselves, and they'll have like a whole feed for us, and we didn't even know, you know. They're like, well, we really enjoy you guys singing, or we're glad you guys came all the way out here and everything. And that's how families made, you know, because I know just off of traveling with Young Bear and all these other drum groups I've had the privilege to sing with, you go there when you're a host drum or invited drummer, you're a visiting drum in a different community, or maybe one of the boys has relatives there from a, you know, different time or a different instance they were there, and they come up and they take care of you. So that's like, it goes towards the votes, yes, that it's part of like the politics and everything, but at the same time, you're not always making those relations or networking out just to make money, or, you know, just to get votes and whatnot. Sometimes that's part of what traveling is. It goes a whole lot farther, and you make these new relationships and everything, and they last for like a lifetime, man. You know, I could go to all these, I could honestly say I got real family like across like the whole country. You know what I mean? There's a bunch of places I know I could go and I'll be all right, even if I was, you know, dirt broke or my car broke down or anything like that. Well, there's people there that would be there to look out for me. So, I mean, you could solely make it about the money, but it really isn't, though, because that whole aspect goes into why we go do what we do. So
yeah, like there's the whole point of when you go to a powwow, you like when I go to a powwow, I'm going to have a good time. You know, I'm going to see my friends. That
get the bag.
But I'm going for the good time. I'm going for the experience and the memories. Like you're not going to a powwow to fucking have a shitty time. You want to have a good time. So making money is part of that. You know, you're gonna battle, and that's part of the whole gamble, and that adrenaline. What we seek is that adrenaline rush of.
That's what it is, man.
Competition, you know.
And we're not. I mean, certainly the hunger isn't there like how it was when we were all younger, you know, because you know we kind of went out there and did it. But nonetheless, I still feel like the same competitive aspects in there, right? Every time you go to a big contest, or, you know, like, oh shit, this guy's there, these guys are here, like, damn, it's gonna be a battle, boys. Like,
Well,
let's go, you know, and get
Yeah.
hyped up.
I
But
think coming from a person who hasn't placed as much as you guys, coming from a person who's been approached by elders and dancers and say, man, you guys should have.
People champs. People champs.
Coming from the people's champ over here. It is about the risk, and it's about the adrenaline of being judged and hoping we end up somewhere.
And nobody fucks up.
And
yeah,
along top of that is, it comes down to networking. It comes down to getting to know your judges. Because there's people, when we fucking sounded on point, flawless, they would fucking mark us low because they had a problem. And you're never going to get rid of that, you know? Best thing you could do is, as a drum judge, be like, pull the ballots and just go with what you have. But you're never going to get rid of that. So the thing about it is we always say, like, judge them fair, you know, be fair. But like I said, man, it's about the gamble. It's about the risk, and what Jude was saying. And that's why we love it. And like I said, whenever there's little singing contests at these traditional powwows, like, they go all out. You know, like hand drum contests. If it's something you truly love, and we always say this, dancing or singing, then just do it, you know? Whether you get paid or not, just fucking do it and be grateful that you can do it. Because, hey, man, I can't sing like I used to 12 years ago. I mean,
That's crazy. I can.
10 years ago, I'll be better. In 10 years, I'll be better.
what's that like?
I was wondering what that was like.
But
Little ting ting.
that's what I'm saying, though, is just appreciating the gift of what we have rather than sit there and trying to judge somebody because, hey, you sing for money. Well, you dance for money because you expect day pay. You know, it's a whole argument that's going to go round and round. And that was a good topic, by the way. Who brought
Opie.
that one?
Opie Day.
Shout out to Opie for bringing that one up. But he's put in a lot of time too. I know he's gone to.
He's top of the ladder, that guy.
He done been tip top for damn near
He's tip top.
2.5 decades or
Tippy
longer
top.
now.
Tippy top.
But no, I feel like that's a good thing to shed light on though, because like it's obviously it's something that's taught, that point of view on how you want to do things, but at the same time, I think some people are just, you know, straight up haters.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't mean to sound dope or nothing, but it's like, man, some of these people are out there hating and talking shit on Facebook. They don't even go nowhere, or they have the ability to sing or dance, but they'd rather just sit at home and act better. Oh, I work a full-time job, blah blah blah, you know, and try to feed into all these little shitty stereotypes they got going or anything. Well, obviously, it shows you haven't gone anywhere recently, or you know, you haven't traveled in a while. Because I mean, these are old stereotypes. These are old tropes about powwow dancers and singers. You know,
Yeah.
I feel like we need some updated stereotypes. God damn it, I'm sick of this old shit. Get some new material. You know,
Well,
Yeah.
it's
even-
2024. Come on now.
Even for like myself, I mean, I've grown up in a family where the drum group has been established. Air quotations. And I've been told that from like my older half siblings telling us like, oh, you came in and the name was already there. Yeah, the name was already there. But if it was such an established group, why aren't we winning?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And but like I feel like that's what like it's how it is for a lot of drum groups though. Like there's plenty of drum groups out there that are still established, or like you hear them and you're like, oh yeah, they've been going for a long time, or like I've heard that name throughout, you know,
Yeah.
traveling and everything, or it's a fairly often name that comes up. But yeah, it's weird how it works like that. Sometimes it's just like, you know, maybe that drum group is past their prime, you know, or maybe they're just, you know, there are such things as down years, you know. Maybe they quit traveling and they're just, you know, trying to come back to the circle now, or
That's what we always talked about, being consistent.
Yeah.
yeah,
And
things.
Black Lodge has been around since forever.
Yeah, another one of those groups that just, you know, they've been there for so long. It's just like, damn, you know, like you kind of like you take for granted how long some of these crews have been at it and how consistent they've been, or you know, even if they go away for like maybe like a little bit, or they don't, there's a year or two where they don't travel as much and they come back and then boom, they still got it.
No,
They still got that sound, or you know, their original qualities of what made them, you know, get to where they the heights they originally reached.
Shout out to the Scabby Road family, Black Lodge.
Yes, sir.
Brothers.
One of the
Elgin.
best.
But yeah, these are some awesome topics that we had brought up today.
Check one more out. Or
One more.
what about Huffman?
Who gave you the hooves then?
We're talking about Jude.
Oh, real quick before we go into the topic, real quick. How about those Chiefs? Back to back, baby.
Cheeks. He said cheeks.
Man, both you guys are haters here, man. I wish Lorenzo was here. You guys hated on the Chiefs the whole time, and I tried to tell you.
Being that Lorenzo's not here, we're gonna edit that out.
Hey, man, you can edit it out. That back to back is still there. You know what I'm saying?
I watched the game. I wasn't a fan of both teams, but I watched the game and I could honestly say that Chiefs cheated that game, man.
It was rigged.
It was rigged.
It was rigged.
It was rigged.
They're supposed to lose, but nope.
Hey, man.
It was already preordained on who was gonna win.
Preordained.
Yeah, it was already-
Okay. Well, if they knew what was coming, why didn't they stop it?
They tried. The refs tried.
The refs got paid to help them win.
It was all Taylor Swift.
I'll tell you, Swift, she had medicine on them.
Hey, low key is Ice Spice.
Well, with Taylor Swift, she has winners with the Kardashians. Everybody that they dated all ended up
Hey,
losing.
well, okay. Well, what about the other two Super Bowls we just won leading up to this? That doesn't.
That was rigged.
Yeah,
That's rigged.
I'm pretty sure those.
So the NFL has just been rigged for all history.
I'm glad you're catching on.
within the last 6 seasons, just because we don't go anywhere. Not the farthest we haven't gone is the AFC title game. I'm just saying, that's pretty standard for the Chiefs. So
This
Pat
is
Mahomes.
called the Culture Stream podcast, not the.
I'm just taking my victory
NFL.
lap, man.
This one right here says, "What is the most out of all the categories? Which one has the most drama?
Ooh,
Which
Or
one?
is that too much drama?
What's the categories?
Dancing.
Oh, which one has the most drama?
Yeah.
oof.
I don't know, man.
Define the drama though. Is this like infighting within the category, or is this like
We're not talking relationships here.
No.
no, strictly off of dancing?
Yeah.
Strictly off of dancing. Sure, I would say.
Shit, I would say grass dance, man. I seen some drama go down in the grass dance line there.
I'm gonna have to say like, man, that's tough.
I might say chicken. I seen a couple of the bros try to scrap out right now.
Hey, yo, shout out Stasso. The first person I thought of was like
We got to get him in here, man.
you and your Bruce Lee cross kicks. Shout out Water Chief. That was the sight. We're still waiting for the rematch too. So
I wonder if anybody had the video of John David grass dancing?
oh,
You had it, didn't you? Or Tonton, I think Tonton has it.
that is a straight gem of a video. If you weren't there to witness it, my God.
We actually have our Patreon.
John David, you are a hell of a grass dancer.
We have our Patreon, and then we have our YouTube, and we're gonna start uploading clips and videos, and even the podcast. So unedited will be on Patreon, but we're gonna share clips of some of the stuff we talk about, even some of the bros that we're not trying to roast. We're just trying to poke some light fun.
Yeah. We're just trying to shed the light so you guys know what we're talking about here, Spread the laughter a little bit, not your cheeks.
And we're talking about power. We're talking about Native people. I mean, this is what it is, man. Native humor.
Yeah, for real though, I mean, like, there's so much stuff. We have like our inside jokes, or like people will try to talk about it, and it'll be funny as fuck to us, but you don't know what's going on, or you don't, you weren't there to see it. Well, there's video evidence of some of this stuff, man. So we're gonna get it out, so you could partake. You could be a part of this for $5.95, of course. Money hungry.
I was thinking about old, when you're talking about traditional powers, old power stories. I was trying to remember. Well, you might have been there. I didn't go that time, but there's a traditional powwow in Ontario there. There's only about 5 or 6 of you guys went.
Was that
The one where you guys are singing on, you guys fucking blew them speakers on, you started them on fire?
Was that that was a Northwest Angle, was it?
No.
I thought so you were there. I don't think I went to that one. I remember hearing about that.
There's a little traditional power, and they had speakers, not probably that size speakers right there.
Damn. Yeah.
Like that. And there's only about 5 or 6 of the boys that went to do the gig, and they're singing, and fucking both speakers started on fire.
Hey,
That was the sound, man.
No, they were just singing some really dope songs. That's all it is,
They're rocking.
When they leave the fire emoji in the comments, that's real life right there. It could happen.
It's like, damn, the boys actually burnt out the speakers. Yeah, they started them on fire. And I was like, holy fuck.
They're singing them fire ass songs.
Real. No, when I think about traditional powers, the one I enjoyed the most was I just brought up that Northwest Angle one.
The one with the boat? Or the other one where
that was the one I'm talking. The one where they give us the walleye fry on Sunday.
The stash.
Yeah, that was the Northwest. That was the 4-hour drive into the hills, right? In that gravel road.
No, it was the Northwest Angle because it's right next to Whitefish Bay.
Is that where the stash was?
Okay, yeah, I think I remember.
Yeah, the stash.
No, she wasn't there.
Actually, I think she was.
I think she was too.
The stash.
Nonetheless, though, but yeah, that was a real cool community experience for me personally for the whole trad circuit and everything. The power was laid back.
Yeah.
And shout out Northern Wind. They're the other host drum. They're the local host drum and
Gabe DeRoge.
Yep. Gabe, but they had like their full squad, like all the local guys are there, and man, they sounded like throwback, like vintage,
Yeah.
And they sounded, crazy dope all weekend, and it was basically just between them and us, and we beat them anyways. But no, I'm just kidding. It wasn't no contest. It was 2 host drums. I'm fucking around, but no, it was legit though. Like it was real laid back vibes. I think they gave us like cabins or something, right? We all stayed in cabins.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like, like throwback vibes and everything. We stayed in town from there. But me and a few of the other boys went and checked it out afterwards. They had their local bar. And then how they did over there, everyone went from the bar, migrated back to the res, and they had a big house party and everything, a bonfire and everything. It was real cool. It was laid back. That was like one of the most friendliest reses I've ever been to ever. Like everyone we met that night.
I remember. I think we were kind of like hesitant to go to that house party because it was on the res.
Yeah, but no, everyone was so damn nice, man. I've never been to a res and everyone was just like nice as fuck. Like holy shit, like they were real happy. Oh, you're here with the host drum, man. Hey, really good to see you guys. Yeah. Well, the house is over here. You guys just take a left down here. You can't miss it. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah. And it was like that with literally everyone we met that night. Or, thanks for coming up. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. And like everyone was making an effort to come and talk with us and carry a conversation for a little bit and let us know they're happy we're here and everything. Then at the end of the night, when it was all over, everyone just walked home. That's how dope it was. Like there wasn't no drama, nothing. Like, okay, party's done, everyone. All right. We're going to go home. No one even hopped in the car or nothing. Literally, everyone was just walking home. We were the only ones that had cars there.
It looked like a movie that all walked into the trees.
For real. Like, literally, everyone was just going back to the woodwork. That's all it was.
Walking back into the woods.
One of the craziest things that happened over at where we were host drum at Granite Falls. Actually, we weren't host. We were just went to go set up. It was one of the times where we were just like, hey, you need some money before you go to Canada. Just kidding. But no, we were just like, let's go check it out. It's kind of about 2.5 hours from Siston. Back then I lived in the city, it's about the same distance. So we went to go check it out, go set up. And then it was like, let's drive back and forth from Shakopee to Granite. And that first night it got rained out. And as I was sitting in my car, I was kind of looking along this little grass line. Bro, I seen like eyes peeking out and like kind of go back in. I was like, what the heck? I thought I was tripping. And I looked again and all of a sudden, like, I was like, hey, that's like some type of animal there. And then I looked back again. It was fucking little bitty ass like Chihuahua dog.
The fuck?
Yeah, bro. Like it fit in like my little, what was it, like cup holder in my car?
Yeah.
Like actually like sat in there. And I was just like, holy shit, that's a little ass dog, man. It's probably gonna freeze. So if I went under there, picked it up, it's kind of looking around, waiting for somebody to like look for it or hear, So I was just like, man, I was like, well, I'll wait here for a little bit, see if anybody comes to claim it. So I sat there and bro, I was like the last one to leave the powwow. And I was like, all right. So I kind of left at the house, went to the powwow the next day. And then all of a sudden the MC and the announcer stand was like, yeah, there's a missing puppy here. And they said that they brought their puppy over and they lost it. And they said some big Indian guy picked it up and stole their puppy. and I started laughing. I was like, what the fuck? I said, I waited for like an hour, almost 2 hours, just seeing if anybody would come get it. Then there's one lady, she's like, no, like, I'm glad you took that puppy because they didn't even care about it. They're actually looking to sell it. And I was just like, man, I didn't even tell them I took it, so I'm probably incriminating myself right now. But yeah, it was crazy. Big Indian guy stole that puppy. I wasn't even that big.
I think for my the traditional powwow wives was is it Thief River? No. By Fisher River.
Rosso?
Is it right next to it? There's Fisher River.
Is that Rosso River?
No, Rosso's down by the border.
Is that I was just thinking of it.
Whitefish Bay?
No, it's way up there, right?
No, okay, yeah, it's way up there, but it was Fisher River because they put us on that back that roller housing.
Yeah,
that was cool because they took the whole that whole family gave up their house to us.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Remember they emptied out the whole house. No one was in the house. They had the beds. Everything was made
for whatever reason. I mean, it wasn't a bad trade off. The other host got actual rooms, but they were just right there anyway. But I mean, yeah, we got a whole ass house. So, I mean, it wasn't fancy house, but nonetheless, there was a lot of space though. Like all the boys were accommodated.
Yeah,
and we utilized the house very well. We'll put it that way.
Yeah,
I don't want to give away too many details, in case the
they want to invite us back.
Yeah, well, they haven't yet, so maybe that's why. But but no, I remember that because remember we all went outside at first. That's the reason we moved inside for all our festivities because we were outside on the porch trying to, get closer to Creator.
Have a session.
Yeah. No, we went out there because the northern lights were going off the whole time, and they're like super like green and turquoise, but they were really like low and real vibrant the whole time. The boys were tripping out, enjoying it and everything. And where that house was, like it's real dense woods. Remember?
Yeah.
Like the woods was so dense. If you like when you went to where the tree line is, you couldn't even see like 10 feet in front of you. It was like the bush was so thick.
Yeah,
but anyways, we was out there partaking and everything. And then after about like 10, 15 minutes, boys were fucking feeling good, giggling around, laughing. All of a sudden, fuck, you could hear all the wolves start calling around there.
Yeah.
In the middle of summer too, where like fucking they started at first like, oh fuck, that's dope as fuck. Lights are going on and everything. And after about like 2 more minutes, they started calling again. And it was way louder and way closer. And then like they kept doing it like every few minutes. We're like, all right, I'm gonna go the fucking side. This is a little bit dangerous, man. If the whole pack rolls up, what we gonna do? So whoever's house that is, that's why we moved inside and did what we did. But just letting you know.
I remember there was a pastor. I remember there was one in the ashtray. Remember we were in the house.
Yeah. We were like, fuck, you think we should do it? I don't know, man. I don't know. And somebody found an ashtray. We found a roach, and they're like, it's game over.
Yeah.
We'll crack the window, but it's game over. It's not safe outside.
Was it on Cheech and Chong? Ooh, Rocho.
Yeah, exactly. Oh shit, there's one right here. And the boys like, we're good.
Cheech and Chong. Oh, Rocho.
Well, I think this is the time where we gotta sign off and look forward to the next one. Zoe's been leaving us early, but
little hoe,
we got some good content there.
Yeah. Everyone's talking about supernatural stuff on here. Deer Woman, Goat Man, the evolution of Goat Man.
The evolution.
I seen Deer Woman, but we'll leave that for the next episode of Dragon Ball Z. No, no, future content right there though. I can tell my Deer Woman story.
Well, I think we actually are going to link up with another podcast called Spirit Talkers. Ooh. And then do like a paranormal.
That'd be cool.
And just go back and forth there because Jude's our paranormal guy.
Paranormal expert.
Yeah. Paranormal.
I always crack up whenever you're talking with JD and you.
Oh, the
Those
story?
things that they go off, and this guy named them, and we're just like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, stupids."
Yeah. The Geiger counter.
Yeah. But yeah, shout out to everybody that's listening, and we just want to say, like, this is from us. This is our opinion. If you get offended, I'm sorry. There's not much that we could do except for offer our apologies and move on with life. And I know we've offended a couple people. They brought us guys up and saying,
Yeah, my heartfelt apologies. I really feel bad. Humbly, I say, I'm sorry. Psych! Yeah.
But yeah, there's been people that have been trying to boycott us because we're trying to point out something that's coming from a singer's perspective. If you don't agree with it, then
You're not a singer.
yeah,
You can't carry a tune or lead anyway, so.
or you're profiting from the singers. But yeah. Well, closing remarks here. Let's start with Brother Jude.
Well, if, all I have to say is maybe you guys should get a little more thicker skin, learn how to take a joke, and now it's teasing. But yeah, have a good, safe travels wherever you're going to. If you're listening to us on the road, remember to keep your eyes open. And yeah, keep an eye out for the upcoming podcast. We got more coming. We're gonna try to do one just about every week so we can keep some. Because right now we got a big following. We got.
Yeah.
What did you say? Like the views jumped up.
Yeah, we're almost to 5,500.
So we're getting up there pretty good. And then it jumped up. Like remember there was like
Oh, that yeah. So now you can actually find us without even finding us. That's crazy. Like look in the search bar of Spotify and we'll probably pop up. So,
Yeah, so we're
Culture
getting out
Stream
there.
Podcast, Culture
spread
with
the
a K.
word. Spread the word.
Spread the word.
We're trying to make this every week thing. So yeah, love, kiss, hug, hump.
Leroy.
All right, closing remarks. Yeah, like I was saying earlier, man, if you want to take this stuff personal, that's completely on you. We ain't going after nobody. We're simply shedding light on how we feel and what we know and our own experience, I know it's different for everybody else, but don't take this shit too personal, man. Regardless, the brand is strong, as you could tell. The numbers are climbing. Let me put on my Donald Trump voice. It's outstanding. It's crazy. It's outstanding. No one's ever seen anything like this. It's the best podcast in the world. Go ahead and tell them, Jude.
It's the best podcast in the world.
No, for real though. Shout out to everyone that does though. Check it out. This is it's thought provoking. It's provocative. It gets the people going. But honestly, there's just try to broaden the spectrum on what we can and what's taboo, and what we can and can't talk about. Because we should, like I said, we should be able to have these conversations without getting fired up or making it all personal or hurting feelings or anything like that. But we're gonna, like I said, we're gonna keep pushing it either way. Hate on it, love it, either way. You're talking about it, and one more Ric Flair.
Woo! Woo! Alrighty. Yeah, closing remarks here. Shout out to Brother Tones. He'll be back next week. Shout out to Brother Zoe, Jude, Leroy, and everybody that's listening. We appreciate you guys. And either way, like Leroy said, love it, hate it. We're just thankful for you guys to give us a platform to shed light on our indigenous people.
Hate it, I love it. Underdogs on top.
So yeah, shout out to all the drum groups, all the dancers, everybody out there, traditional powers, contest powers, everybody. We love you. So these are all our opinions. Love y'all.
Peace.